you'll probably notice a very innocuous AMV that I put out, which I originally had as the primary video I was gonna make about this show. But as I was editing and immersing myself, I started to think about the show. I said my piece in my previous video detailing that particular season, but that was before the show had finished. While my thoughts haven't drastically changed, I figured I'm already in its zeitgeist. Why not centralize my thoughts? I might as well do it myself. So here are 3 of my favorite things in 300 seconds about DIY, or do it yourself. The main conceit of DIY is a club that does it themselves, whether that's creating a sign to advertise their club, a bench, or their own treehouse. Creation is what ties the characters together. But that creation is also juxtaposed with technology. A big part of the show's world is this semi-futuristic slant, where we have casual drones, facial scans for door locks, and a school that's curriculum and classrooms support technological development. A couple of the main characters are from this side of the school, which creates tension. Jopko's introduction is about how much she claims to dislike DIY, and Purin even proclaims she will rein in a new technological revolution. But the show revels in the opposite. The characters don't resort to technology, and there's a stark focus on them as humans. They build things by hand, with the aid of technology rather than automation. There are moments in episodes where characters teach each other how to make things, and they even get joy from the process and outcome of creation. Even when conflict arises, the impetus is always on them for the solution. They don't have funds for expensive materials, fundraise it, create things to sell, and figure it out from there. When their materials get lost, instead of buying and having the easy way out, find another way to get it. Because the joy of creation and art isn't in letting things be done for you, it's doing it yourself. The overall cast of DIY bounces off of each other very well. Jopko is prideful and boastful and butts heads with Rei, who is more straightforward but has a passionate side to her interests, which lines up with Takumi, where they both love the same manga. Takumi is reserved and quiet, but when it comes to her interests, can blossom into her own world, like how she blossoms into their world as a bit of a free spirit. Each character has their own spark, and put together, the feeling of seeing friends goof off, make connections, and doing it themselves is really fun and heartwarming. Even more, having Sarufu be the main lead is also really nice. She's airy, often daydreaming, not paying attention in class, but even she can do it herself. Even she has a serious side, and as a lead, so carefree and cheerful, lets the show maintain an atmosphere of comfort despite the show dealing with topics that can be serious. The show, in ways, is about taking things into one's hands, into finding joy and creation in a world that might devalue that constantly. But Sarufu doesn't let you have it in any other way. The cast is so fun, bouncing off of each other, showing off who they are, and the loose tape holding them all together is able to do it herself. I've always been a big fan of hobby shows, and I'm always elated to see hobby shows taking on different hobbies, allowing more people to feel seen. We have so much representation, and DIY just happened to hit one hobby of mine that I've been picking up over the years. The idea of DIY, or doing it yourself, is often associated with formal acts of creation, like repairing furniture or modifying things without having to hire a professional. But the show itself doesn't stick to just that definition, as we get them making trinkets and exploring handicrafts. And it's the main thing that stuck out to me. While I do have experience in woodshop, and I had so much fun that I took it twice in high school, and these days I'm of the latter category. I have the scrapbook, comprised of postcards that I buy from artists, and I essentially create portraits around the art, adding in poetry, backgrounds, drawings of my own. The idea here is that I want to showcase the base art in a transformative way. I haven't actually shown or displayed this to people, other than my friends, but it's something that gives me a lot of joy. It's something that I do even though at first I knew nothing about this craft. And seeing the cast of DIY go through the same things, taking up physical creation through trials and tribulations, motivated me to keep making things for my scrapbook, and to keep making things for these videos even. I've been on a roll with making prompts, and it was a new experience, but just like the characters, if I tried and worked at it, I could do it myself. Do It Yourself, for me, is a very meaningful show in a lot of ways. It's fun, lighthearted, and has an infectious cast that manages to maintain its atmosphere of lightness, but it's also a show that feels inspiring. We see these people make things and get so much value, and they've highlighted these moments, but it's also oddly topical. I think the value of the show is so important, owing to recent conversations about the value of human art. That tension is going to last a while, but in the meantime, what I really appreciate the most is that the show just really wants you to know that even you can do it yourself. And that was the end of the video. I really didn't think I was going to make a scripted DIY video, but here we are. And I got to reuse some of the props, which is always great. It's a great time saver, if I do say so. I know the first season of the new year is already over, and I haven't really talked about anything from the new season. I have been watching things. I've been tweeting about it occasionally. And I am planning to make at least 1 or 2 shorts. That's the other thing. If I don't really want to make a full scripted video, you can expect at least a short or 2 about something if I have something interesting to say about a new show. The next video will also not be about a seasonal. I think that's ultimately my goal, to make more videos not on seasonals. I've just been in that mood because a lot of the seasonals from last year were great, and I just couldn't help myself to talk about them. But other than that, do expect more shorts in some way, shape, or form. This is just a formal warning. You can avoid those as freely as you want. But either way, thank you again for watching, and I'll see you again next time.